everyone, and welcome back to our channel.
We are Howard and April with Why Don't We Go?
And in today's video, we are going to be talking about changes coming to Azamara Cruises. And so if you are a fan of Azamara, which we're thinking you are, because that's why I chose this video, we're going to be going through all the changes happening in the new Azamara Forward program.
Yeah, so this is the biggest refresh that Azamara has done fleet-wide. And it's going to include modernizing all of the shared spaces on board, the restaurants, the lounges, and whole new level of suites.
For sure. So we're going to be walking through what's changing, where those changes are taking place. We'll talk about who this might be for and not for. And I'm going to be including images from the brochure and the deck plan so you can see exactly where those changes are taking place and what those are supposed to look like. And so instead of building brand new ships, they are heavily investing into their current ships. And so they'll be updating those suites, public spaces, dining, and to your point, adding that entirely new deck aboard the Azamara Quest.
Yeah, so these suites are clearly going to be aimed at guests that love Azamara but want something maybe a little more elevated. More space, more privacy, wonderful views. And so they're going to have a new Grand View suite, I think 10 of those.
Yes, 10 Grand View suites.
And a couple of panorama suites.
Yep, 2 that are forward facing there.
Yeah, so we're going to put the square footage and stuff in the corner there. So
yeah.
You can see those.
So right here is what currently Deck 11 looks like aboard every ship in the fleet. And it is just a sun deck that includes an area for shuffleboard and a viewing platform. And then here is what it is coming into for those suites.
Okay. So we just wanted to do a quick comparison for ourselves, like what are these suites, the sizes, how do they compare to other ships of the same size? So we kind of picked a cruise on Oceania, which has similar aged and sized ships to see, you know, are they the same? Are they bigger? Are they better or not?
Yeah. So to do this comparison, we wanted to choose a similar cruise, not just the size and age of ship. So we chose December of next year, 2027. Both 17-night cruises to the Caribbean, both departing out of Miami. The Oceania on this cruise does a loop back to Miami, where Azamara continues on and does what Azamara does. They don't seem to do those loops. They go from point A to point B, and you just keep on experiencing new places.
Yeah, so what did we find? Well, each line, you know, offers different things, so there's no real apples to apples comparison. They are very similar, so we'll just go with that. You'll have to kind of price it out exactly what you would want on your inclusions to get that exact price. But we found the major thing is that the largest, newest suites on Azamara are not going to compare to the size of suite that you can get on an Oceania cruise.
Right. The inclusions are going to vary. I think both lines include gratuities. And in the suite level, of course, all of your specialty dining is included. You're getting that butler service. You're getting laundry available, laundry service in addition to those onboard laundrettes. So those are all going to be similar inclusions, but you found the drink package is a little different.
Yeah, on Azamara, all passengers get an included drinks. That's, you know, besides your soda and specialty coffees like most higher end luxury kind of cruises give you. Azamara has an included wine, beer, and cocktails anytime that are included with your base fare. Now, of course, you can purchase an add-on or an ultimate beverage package, or there's a middle level as well, excuse me, based on what you prefer to drink. So Oceania doesn't offer that. They do have something you can choose sometimes on some of their cruises where you can get wine and beer with meals, or you can get like a $500 shore excursion.
Yep.
So it's something you can choose. And again, you'll want to go ahead and price those things out the
Yep.
way you want them.
But to your point, those sizes of the suites, even with the new, which will be the biggest suite aboard Azamara, that panorama suite with the balcony is only 710 square feet. And I say only. That's really big aboard
plenty
cruises,
big for us.
right? But then Oceania has suites that go from 1,200 up to 2,000 square feet. So the biggest on Oceania is definitely is much bigger than anything you're going to find on any Azamara ship.
Right. So when we priced these out, we ended up including Oceania's Penthouse Suite, which is roughly 440 square feet, against the Azamara's newly built Grand View Suite,
Yep.
which comes in at around 303 square feet. So obviously the Oceania's Penthouse Suite is already 100 square feet larger, but those two prices were comparable for this cruise that we priced out.
Yeah, they're ranging between 22 and 24,000 on double occupancy for those cruises, so just over 1,000 a night for the two. So for those of us who aren't currently booking suites, that'd be us aboard Azamara. It's really not going to impact us all that much, but perhaps some of you who are looking for that upgraded and larger suite experience and love Azamara, I think this might be right up your alley.
Yeah, but it's not just about the suites. You know, like we mentioned, they're going to be refreshing all the public spaces and creating some new space that we're going to get to in just a second.
Yeah, we're seeing upgrades through the lounges, the gathering areas, and then expanded concepts like that Atlas bar that we mentioned, but now it's going to be across the entire fleet and not just aboard the Onward.
Yeah, on smaller ships like the Azamara, then these general public spaces really matter a lot because you tend to spend a lot of time in them. We spent, I don't know, all of our waking hours outside of our room in the living room and the
Atlas
den,
bar.
the Atlas bar.
Right.
So you're just, yeah, you want those places to be refreshed, and I'm excited about that.
For sure. And from what we're seeing, the designs that the artists are rendering, it feels brighter, sleeker, a little more modern, but without losing that boutique-y vibe that just is kind of like a warm hug.
And if you're not familiar, currently on the 4 ships that Azamara has, the only one that currently has the Atlas bar is the Onward. And we are very familiar with that because we have done the Onward twice. And we do really enjoy that space. It's an elevated bar, but it does only include specialty drinks or any drink that you get there. You have to have the ultimate beverage package. Otherwise, you're paying for it in addition to whatever package that you have. So it's kind of, I mean, it's exclusive, but it's also excluding a lot of people on board. So I think that this will be a good addition by moving the Atlas bar down to the dining room.
Yeah, so on other ships where that Atlas bar is located is the drawing room, and they use that as their library, and it looks beautiful. We just haven't experienced that. You can check out books, etc. But where the Atlas bar is going is down to deck 5, where the Discoveries bar is currently. So it's located as you enter into the main dining room, which is the Discoveries restaurant, and that's where Atlas bar is going to be located across the entire fleet.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really welcome addition and kind of upgrade to that bar because people don't really use it as a gathering place to go to have a drink before dinner. They usually go to spirits, and it just seems like an unused space.
Yeah, and I think in part because there was no divider between the queue to that main dining room and that bar area. It
It's
just
just not,
seems,
yeah, comfortable to sit there.
yeah, but in this artist rendering of what the Atlas bar is going to look like, you can see the partition there, and that's a whole new ambiance and vibe for the Atlas bar. And so I think that's going to be a much better space. I really like the look of that, and I think it's going to be great because it's going to become, to your point, more inclusive. So because you don't have to have that ultimate beverage package, they're going to include every type of cocktail, even what's included in base fares.
Right. They're also introducing, well, where the Atlas bar was is now going to be
The new chef's table location.
Yeah, and I'm very excited about that because currently, when you book a chef's table, you can only do 2 in an evening. One takes place in the specialty restaurant Aquilina, and one in the specialty restaurant Prime C.
Yep. Both of those locations are situated at large format tables. About a dozen people can fit around those long rectangular tables. They are located towards the front of each of those restaurants. So as diners walk in, they're passing by those locations. Prime C does not have any type of separation between their chef's table location and the rest of the restaurant. At least Aquilina has a kind of faux wall separating those, which it helps out a bit.
Yeah, we were at Prime C just recently, and the table that we would happen to be sat at was really close to the chef's table while it was going on, and it was, I have to say, kind of distracting from our dinner. You have the waiters walking by with the courses for 12 people, so they're constantly walking back and forth in front of your table. And then the noise and, talking amongst 12 people at one big table, there's really no separation.
That can be a little distracting when you're trying to have a more intimate dining experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, so where is the new chef's table going to be located?
Well, now there's an empty Atlas bar on the Onward.
Or that drawing room.
Or that drawing room on the other 3 ships. That's going to be where the new chef's table experiences are going to take place.
Look at these images. Oh my gosh, this looks stunning. I have no idea what that chandelier piece is, but that looks cool. I am excited. That location looks beautiful. I want to eat there now.
Yeah, and we've done the chef's table both voyages, and so we've enjoyed the chef's table. We've done Prime C and Aquilina, both sailings, and like I said, I think this will be a welcome change. But we have to talk about what's not changing, and that's very important. So yeah, you still have...
of course, it's going to be that smaller ship experience. You're going to be, they're still going to be doing their destination focused sailings. They stay in ports longer. That's not changing. They're still doing overnights. That's not changing, which is fantastic. We love those overnight stays.
And of course, my favorite part is that personalized service. That's one of the things that we've really enjoyed on just the 2 Azamara sailings that we've done so far. And in fact, we loved it so much, we booked another cruise that's going to be on the Pursuits.
Yes, on the Pursuit in starting in October of next year.
Yeah, and we chose that sailing, 1 for the itinerary because it's really cool.
Yeah.
But 2, because that'll be the first sailing after the Pursuit gets out of its 7-week dry dock. So it should just be done with its refresh.
Yeah, so super excited not just to experience that, but to bring those changes in live format to you so you can see what all of that, it really does look like without just being an artist rendering.
Yeah,
so
we're excited about that.
So if you are already an Azamara fan, I think this is super exciting. I know I am geeked about it.
Yeah, and if you haven't tried Azamara, maybe this is that push you need to check it out.
And again, things that aren't changing. If you are looking for a water park, amusement rides, casino, you need to find another cruise line. This one doesn't have it, and honestly, that's okay.
Yeah, overall, I think this feels like a smart move. You know, you kind of wonder what's going to happen. The ships are only getting older. So, you know, what were they going to do to liven things up? And I think this is going to be a good move.
Yeah, we would love to hear your thoughts about these changes. Let us know.
Yeah, are you interested in booking one of these new suites?
Yeah, if you've been on Oceania, let us know what you think the comparisons are. And as always, if you found this helpful, please give us a like and consider subscribing. We're going to continue to bring more travel and cruise related content to you in the future.
All right, until next time.
Have a great day.